Hey Carter, I appreciate you joining me on this one.
Yeah, thanks for having me here.
Hey everybody, Carter, my cameraman. Here's the idea I had. I want to be able to move my backhoe around while it's not in the tractor. There is a cool cart, like a $200 cart I can buy that will roll around on concrete, and it's pretty awesome. But what about gravel? I wanted an easy way to be able to take it from point A to point B. It's just made of a pallet and a few pieces of scrap wood I had around. Now I did lighten it a little bit, hoping, because again, I need to be able to lift it with my tractor and move it around at some point. But I'm going to go ahead and offload my backhoe onto it, and I'll let you film that.
All right.
All right, so the first thing we need to do is just put the pallet, of course, up under the subframe. As you can see, the tolerances are pretty tight, and that's on purpose. So sometimes you actually have to lift it up to push it under. But here's where we want it. There's this horn that comes down off the back of this right here. You just want that to end up resting on the inside of that board right there. And I got a couple inches of course, from here to the end there. I'll do the same thing on the other side. Again, that horn is right there on the edge. All right, notice we're still up under these horns right there. We're right where we want to be, right there. Now notice I'm going to go ahead and lock this. Now we turn off the tractor, and of course we relieve the pressure by moving our hydraulic knob here. Now we remove our hydraulics. There we go. There's really no way for it to walk out, but I do lock this just in case. And as you can see, we just slid right down in between our little cradle here. It's being held right in here. So now I could just drive away. So let me show you how I'm tying this thing down. As we know, sometimes the pallet forks can be a little lurchy, right? You don't mean to move quickly, but man, sometimes it really lurches. You're going to want to make sure this doesn't fall off your pallet. What I've done here is I've taken one here, grabbed that, and then I've gone through and grabbed on. I later realized that I had installed the bottom of this strap incorrectly. I run the strap around the top slat and then through itself. And here's what it should look like. So that will keep then, of course, it lurching backwards off in case I dropped it really quickly on the pallet forks. This one, grab it on here and then just grabbing the pallet. Again, I'm not putting any D-hooks on here because D-hooks will add weight. We don't want extra weight on this thing. As a matter of fact, that's why I removed a couple of these boards here. Now I put in another one. I did not have this one in to begin with. One that goes here underneath and grabs on both sides, kind of keeping the backhoe from tipping back and forth. You could be coming in here with your pallet forks, kind of miss it, lurch upward, grab that, and almost tip your backhoe right off your pallet. Ask me how I know that, Carter.
How do you know that?
I was not filming at the time, but I really scared myself. I almost tipped this right off of my pallet. So that's why I put the third one in, to really grab a hold to make sure that it can't tip off. Lesson learned. All right, so with a free pallet, a few free pieces of 2x4, and a couple hours of my time, I think I'm pretty happy with the way it turned out.
Yeah, I don't really think you're going to be able to lift this with your tractor. For all the work you did, I think it may have been just a waste of time.
Well, you make a good point. I guess we'll have to see.
I guess so.
What am I missing? How about I put my ballast box on?
Yeah, I'd recommend that.
We'll get right back to the action But if you're looking to palletize your 260B backhoe, the full blueprint is at the very end of this video. Make sure to check it out. All right, so let's talk about this. So here's what I've got. We got 14 inches, which is pretty good. That's certainly enough to move it around, right? If you have a low trailer, it might even be tall enough to get it in a low trailer. If the pallet were lighter, or if, you know, the closer you can get this unit in, then you're going to be able to lift it even higher. So come on in, I'll show you what I've done here. You can notice how I've actually I have my pallet forks wide enough to allow these pins to even come in past that point. I could even go, look at that, I've got another couple inches here. I quite possibly could have been able to lift another inch or two if I almost touched that to my pallet fork frame. I don't know if you noticed, I was a little light because I haven't finished my ballast box yet. It's about 300 pounds in it, but when I do my video on it, my goal is to get it up to around 650 pounds. So come on back for my ballast box finishing video. I'm really pleased with this. So I thank you for watching, everybody. Hey, if you're benefiting from any of this, or you're trying to palletize your backhoe, drop it in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. And as always, I thank you for watching. From Projects with Tim and JD, I'm Tim, and that's JD. They make carts. $200, I can buy a cart, and it will roll around on concrete.
I think that's the hard part with filming out here.
Yeah. And there's more cars coming.
It like just kept
This
creeping.
clip is going to be so long, dude. This is what the pallet weighed when I started. Then, after I removed a few slats, this is what the pallet weighed. Finally, in the final iteration, ready for use, this is what the pallet weighed, gaining from the beginning to the end about 10 pounds. You'll notice in illustration 1 and 2, I've marked some boards with a circle and a slash. So depending on the pallet you use, that's just really a reminder to remove as many slats as you can to save weight. In illustration 3, the pallet I used had 4 stringers instead of the ones shown in the example. Once I removed some slats, the boards that I marked with a blue circle actually ended up sitting right on the center 2 stringers. So depending on your pallet and your arrangement, you may have to adjust some of these measurements. I'm sure many of you are going to be able to make great improvements to what I've done. So if you end up palletizing your backhoe, absolutely drop it in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. Thanks for watching, everybody.